Okay, boys and girls, this is your guided instruction for lesson 1 problem set, in which our learning objective is that we can generate and organize data. So yesterday I sent out a message on Dojo and I asked you to respond with your favorite color. And this is the information I got. We're going to put it and organize it in this table right here. It is a tally chart, which means we're going to record each vote as a tally mark. And so you can do that along with me. For green, we had 4 people vote for green. So each one of these tallies will be 1 vote. So there's 1 vote, 2 votes, 3 votes, 4 votes for green. All right. Yellow had 2 votes, so I'm going to put 2 tally marks there. Okay, red was pretty popular. Red had 7 votes. So I'm going to show you how we make 7. So first of all, we're going to make 4 tallies. And some of you may already know how to do this. So 4 tallies, and then we're going to make a mark that goes across all 4 of those, and that counts as the 5th tally. And we do that because when we see this, we don't have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can just look at it and say, oh, that's 5. But there weren't just 5 people that voted for red. There were actually 7. So there's 5, 6, 7. Blue was 6. So again, we're going to make 5 by doing 4 tallies. I hope you're doing your tally marks too in your work packet. And 1 going across makes 5. And then we need 1 more for 6 votes for blue. And then orange had 3 votes. So we'll put 3 tally marks there. Okay. I'm going to give you a second to make sure you have all your tally marks there. Again, 4 for green, 2 for yellow, 7 for red, 6 for blue, and 3 for orange. So that's our data. And now they want us to use the tally chart to answer the following questions. Question A, how many students chose orange as their favorite color? Well, when I go up here, I look at orange and I see 3 tally marks. So I'd say 3, but we don't want to just say 3. We want to dress up our number. So it'd be 3 students. So please dress up your number when you write in your answer. How many students chose yellow as their favorite color? Well, go ahead, look up at your tally chart. Go to yellow. See how many tallies there are. There are 2. So our answer would be, that's right, 2 students. Okay, question C. Which color did students choose the most and how many students chose it? Well, when I go up here, it looks like it's red or blue. They're close, but it looks like 5, 6, 7 chose red and only 6 chose blue. So the color that students chose the most would be red. I'm going to put a comma. How many students chose it? It was 7 students. Right. Next question, question D. Which color did students choose the least and how many students chose it? Again, I can go back up to my tally chart. What do you think, boys and girls? It looks like yellow and only 2 students chose that. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to write yellow and put that 2 students chose that. All right. Next question, question E. What is the difference between the number of students in parts C and D? Write a number sentence to show your thinking. Well, in C, there were 7 students that chose red. In D, there were 2 students that chose yellow. So if I want to write a number sentence to find the difference, I would write 7 minus 2 equals 5. But again, I want to dress that up, 5 students. When you're finding the difference, you're finding the difference between 2 numbers. That means you're subtracting. All right. So again, it did say write a number sentence. So that is really important, boys and girls, that you do that. We all know how to write a number sentence, right? It's horizontal. All right. And finally, the last question, write an equation to show the total number of students surveyed on this chart. I could count them all, but it does want me to write a number sentence again or an equation. So I'm going to go back up to the top and I see 4 voted for green. I will add to that 2 for yellow, 7 for red, 6 for blue, and then finally 3 for yellow. And if I add all those up, I'm going to look for the most efficient way to add those numbers. I see 7 and 3, and that's easy, boys and girls. It makes 10, correct? 6 and 4 makes 10. So that's 20. And then we have that lone little 2 out there. So it would be 22 students altogether. All right, very good. And that is our tally chart. All right, now we want to go on to build or create a pictograph or picture graph based on this data. So I'm going to clear all my information. Remember, you can go back and watch this video over again if I went a little too fast for you. All right, we're going to use that information to create our pictograph. Now they have two here. It says use the tally chart in problem 1 to complete the pictographs below. And in the picture graph, they decided for our key, they want us to use the symbol of a heart, and that will represent 1 vote. So I'm going to kind of zero in on that. Each heart represents 1 student or 1 vote. And to help me out, because I don't have my tally chart in front of me anymore, I'm going to write the numbers. Green had 4 votes. Yellow had 2 votes. Red had 7 votes. Blue had 6 votes. And orange had 3 votes. And that will help me because I no longer have my chart in front of me, and yours is probably on the opposite side of your paper. So if each heart represents 1 student and 4 people voted for green, I would need to draw 4 hearts. So don't want to make them too big because in some of your columns, you're going to have to draw as many as 7. So I'm going to draw 4 hearts here to represent the green. Probably better at drawing these hearts than I am. If the hearts are too hard, I would suggest you just draw a circle, and that might make it a little easier for you. Okay, 2 people voted for yellow, so that means 2 hearts for yellow. 7 people voted for red, so that means I have to draw 7 hearts. Again, like I said, if it's taking you longer, you can always go back and watch the video again, rewind. 3, 4, 5, 6, whoops, and 7. And then another popular color was blue. 6 people voted for blue, so I'm going to draw 6 hearts here. And it is kind of important, boys and girls, that you make your hearts small enough that you can put them in 1 column, because then it's pretty easy if your hearts are about the same size and you have them in 1 column to see which column is the tallest, which would mean which is the most popular color, which column is the shortest, which would mean which is the least popular color. So far I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I need 1 more. 6 hearts there. And then for orange, I would do 3 hearts because only 3 people voted for orange. And now I have represented the data in my tally chart, which reflects students' favorite colors in this pictograph, right? Now I'm going to come down here, and this one, I want us to provide the same information, but this time each symbol is going to represent 2 students. So that key is the most important part of a pictograph. Now, if 4 students voted for green and each heart represents 2 students, this will be a little quicker because all I have to do is draw 2 hearts. That represents 2, and this represents 2. So 2 plus 2 gives me 4 altogether. Yellow had 2 people vote for it, so 1 heart can tell us that 2 students voted for yellow. Now red has 7 votes, so this might be a little tricky. And I can skip count by 2s as I draw my hearts. I want to represent 7 votes, so there's 2, 4, 6. Now if I draw another full heart, that would be 8 votes. I don't want 8 votes, I only want 7. So if you think about how I can represent 1 vote with a heart, what about if we just draw half of a heart? And I think we would all agree that that's a good way to represent 1 vote with half of a heart. So here we've got 2, 4, 6 plus half of 1 would be 7. Blue had 6 votes. So I'm going to skip count by 2s as I draw my symbols, my hearts. 2, 4, 6. Okay, and last but not least, orange had 3 votes. So again, it's an odd number. So It's going to be a little bit more tricky to represent. That's 2 votes. I want to represent 1 more vote. So again, I'm going to draw half of a heart, and that will be 3 votes. Okay, boys and girls, remember you can pause the video. You can go back and rewind if I went a little too fast for you. And you've already done quite a bit of work with pictographs, so I hope that this wasn't too difficult for you. We will finish the last page in a different video, okay?